Hello everyone and welcome back to another Rise of Kingdoms video. This is Dragothien here, and today, for the sake of completeness or completedness, we're going to go ahead and continue to try and finish our talent series with the integration talent tree. Now, oh boy, this is not one of the better talent trees. They really need to do a rework of this one alongside of versatility, which is another one that I'm going to do to kind of wrap the series up. And I wanted you guys just to know what this is and why you really shouldn't go after this talent tree versus some of the other ones that we've already covered that actually are usable. But that being said, I'm going to jump over to the next screen and kind of start going through this with you all. I am a sponsored content creation channel for Rise of Kingdoms. Please hit the sub button. Please hit the like button, the bell notification, so that you get all the notifications when we put content up on this channel every single day. And I look forward to bringing this to you. I look forward to wrapping up this series. I've got 2 new series that I want to start on the heels of this. And it's going to be battle-based and commander-based. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump over to the next screen. And we're going to go through all these bubbles so I can tell you what, if you decide you want to put some talents into here, you can, where to put them. But for the most part, you shouldn't really be using this talent tree. So I'll see you on the other side. Okay, so we've got the integration talent tree. You see this on a lot of peacekeepers. You see this on a lot of gatherers. There's not really a whole lot of battle commanders that have the integration talent tree that you're going to be using. Most of the battle commanders are going to have troop-specific talent trees, especially on the red slot, like cav, archer, infantry, that kind of thing. Even leadership, to a certain extent, is a lot better than integration. The integration talent tree does, in fact, have some pieces of the leadership talent tree, like armed and armored to the teeth, but that's kind of where it ends. Maybe fresh recruits as well. So that's kind of where it ends. Everything else is just kind of a hodgepodge of extras. It's like the developers had a big bowl of stuff you can make a talent tree out of, and they just sprinkled everything in and then threw it into a talent tree. So let's go over what this is and what this looks like. And I will show you, if you do use the talent tree here, it's going to be mainly used to augment a gatherer or a peacekeeper, and what pieces you should use because of that role for this type of commander. So first and foremost, it's a defense situation there. No, I don't want to switch. I just want to show you. So this is a generic talent tree. So every small bubble, as far as a stat goes, is 0.5%, which isn't nearly as valuable as a more specific talent tree, like, say, again, the infantry, archer, and cav talent trees, where they give you a full percent and sometimes even 2 full percent. So it just depends on which one you're going after. But these are generic ones, so you're going to get 0.5%, so your value is not there. The value for your talent points is not there versus, again, a specific talent tree. So you got to hit this to unlock everything. Now, this next layer is, again, that sprinkle of hodgepodge information. You've got Call of the Pack when the army is reduced by 50%. Increased defense of infantry by 9%. That's good if you're infantry, but again, most of the commanders are going to be peacekeepers or gatherers, which means you're going to be using cav or siege more often than not, so probably not very useful. Defensive formation, same type of criteria, but it increases defense of siege units by 15%. Again, that's a nice number, but again, 15% siege unit defense isn't really going to be mind-blowing and help you on any type of way. Charge, this is something that is a helpful talent, but again, you find this talent in the cav talent tree where it's useful. For the integration talent tree, there's nothing to support it. They're just letting you get some more march speed whenever you're half health. It's like this talent tree is planning for you to be at half health the entire thing, because this whole row is based on you being half health. So if you're half health all the time, then this talent tree may be for you. The integration talent tree may be for you. But if not, or if you don't plan on being half health all the time, this is where it becomes a problem, because this whole row really requires you to be half health to trigger any of the talents. And the talents aren't that great anyway. So some march speed for 9%, And then again, this one increases archer unit attack by 9% as well, which again, in combination with the archer talent tree is really good. But in combination with being 50% strength and increasing defense of siege units by 15%, not exactly the best synergy. It's not integrating things very well. So the only reason I would take any of these is to get to fresh recruits. So let me just make it simple. Fresh recruits is actually a talent that every single build can use because it improves your troop capacity by 3%. And it's not that much, but 6,000 troops or something like that for a maxed out march, that's not too bad. Or 9,000 if you've got a 50% army buff one. So that's not bad. It's extra troops. Extra troops are always good. But to get there, again, you've got to spend 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 points just to get here, and then 18 points to max it out just to get 3% troop capacity. And that may take away from, say, Rejuvenate or Emergency Protection. Or if you're a Peacekeeper, it might take away from some march speed from Thoroughbreds, or even take away from experience or AP usage. So not exactly the best tree. Now, if we go to the right, this one over here, again, Steely Soul, you'll see this on other talent trees. And again, a 0.5% normal attack damage. Now, it's not, normal attack damage is actually a good thing. It's a really good thing that it notes that, because it's better than just attack. Normal attack damage is post formula. So again, everything you can do to multiply post formula is a good thing. We went over that in some of our earlier videos breaking down mechanics in the game. That being said, a 0.5%, not exactly mind-blowing. So again, charge is pretty good, but charge will be good for the peacekeeping missions and the gathering missions. So you probably should get that. We'll get that. Now, again, Steely Soul is not really necessary, but if you're gonna be fighting, I just can't do it. I'm sorry, I can't tell you to fight with this. It's not a good idea. Don't fight with the integration talent tree. Armed and Armored to the Teeth are for fighting. They are for fighting. Let's see how many points we've used to get to those. 40 points. We've got 40 points into the integration talent tree. Or no. Yeah, 40 points. Yeah, 40 points into the integration talent tree. And then the so let me go over these two. The Armed and Armored to the Teeth, if you're familiar with my leadership talent guide, talent tree guide, it explains it. But basically you get 4% damage dealt when you use 3 or more different unit types in your army. So if you have completely mixed troops, infantry, cav, archers, and you can even add siege into this as well because it says 3 or more, your damage is increased by 4%. And then same thing with Armored to the Teeth, same prerequisite, but all damage taken is reduced by 4%. Now, this is actually a % higher on both than the leadership talent tree. I think it's 3 and 3 on the leadership talent tree instead of 4 and 4. But again, not mind-blowing, not breaking the game with having these two in the integration talent tree and loading up Lohar with it. So not exactly the end of the world. We've got some little small bubbles for stats as well. Again, all stats on this tree are going to be 0.5% stats because it's a generic tree. And then finally, we have Ares Blessing. Now, when troops led by this commander are in battle, decreases the number of severely wounded units by 2%. These units will instead be slightly wounded, which is awesome. That's a really good thing. But I'm never going to recommend spending 45 points to get to it. And really, I'm not going to recommend anybody use this talent tree ever. So again, if you're going to augment some things on your build, some things you want to keep in mind, there is a march speed bonus here. And to get here, it's not too bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 points to max out and get there for that one. And then also, of course, Fresh Recruits is a very good talent to have. Other than that, everything else is a stat of some kind. There's no more march speed or damage bonus or slightly versus severely wounded bonus. So there's really nothing else in the integration talent tree that you want to use to augment a proper build. So again, you got march speed here and fresh recruits here. Those are really the only two things that you should go after inside of the integration talent tree. Everything else is just a hodgepodge mess of nothing working together. It's just like shotgun approach of talents. So, yeah, I don't recommend using this talent tree ever, I think is what I'm getting at. And again, this is why it's one of the last ones that I reviewed for this series, because it needs a rework. There's just no valid reason to use this tree in any situation. If the early game was longer, then I can maybe think, okay, well, the slightly wounded thing is kind of cool if the early game is really long, and that'll help you grow because you're not spending as much resources healing troops. And if mixed troops were better than they are, I could maybe make a case for it, but I just can't in my right mind and in my good conscience recommend you use this talent tree for anything other than fresh recruits and the March speed bonus to augment an actual build of something using other talent trees. So I hope this has been a helpful guide, not necessarily a super informative, mind-blowing experience, but at least you know not to use this talent tree, at least the way it is currently on the 28th of June, 2020. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys on the next one. Cheers. Have a good one. And take care.